settled culture considered unique even by the standards of the widely diverse region. They worshipped Mount White Crown, a place known to have fostered countless what is that word? Electroscopes? What?
Wait, what?
Electrosystems? What? Countless help?
Ecosystems.
Thank you! Countless ecosystems despite its harsh environment. And through living in harmony with this mountain, they gave birth to technologies and philosophies found nowhere else in the world. The Matagi were hunters of legend, known in song to have slain the likes of dragons, yet, though once quite known far and wide, and thought revered for their declaration to their art through their descendants, they were slowly becoming one of among many forgotten cultures scattered along the eastern edge of the continent. Oh, so Matagi's not his name, it's it's like the group name? I think? It's not his name. Just the name of the group, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, while their ways were still handed down in modern times, the Matagi's village was nearly empty. Its population considered mostly of elderly. The youth had left the mountain to use their traditional methods in more lucrative areas, like through the Bracer Guild or as mercenaries for hire. Their legacy was fading with the times. As of now, however, 2 relics to represent it were still featured prominently in the village square. One was a wooden carving of the mountain spirit worshipped by the worshipped at their yearly festival. The second, added in more recent years, was a stone monument engraved with a family name and crest of a legendary hunter. Hulan Elix? What the fuck? Hulan Elix?
Wait, what? The last line?
Yeah, the name. Hulan Elix. Is it? That the name?
Wait, are you at the first paragraph?
Yeah. At the
Kyun Okus.
Kun Ogus?
Kyun.
Kyun?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Kyun Okus. Right. The time has just past noon on this day. A young man was standing with these relics. He stood out further still from beyond his age and fine features. His hair created a silvery tint to it rather than Maganagi's traditional fair white. His hunting equipment lay at his feet, leaning back against the earthen foundation that held these carvings. Stared up not at them, but past them to the cloudy sky, warming his body with sips from the ground of Okaze? Gourd of Okaze. Already done hunting for the day. Chunlan?
Chunlan.
So this is his name. Chulan. Can't think of another soul who would keep up with you. an elder who had only aged with greater vigor and dignity as the years went on, called out to him. He was the chieftain, and he acted both as an elder of the village and director of his group of its group's hunts. Afternoon quotas met. Quotas met and incomes for the village are stable, Kulan replied, hanging the now impelled gorged at his waist. As he did so, those Calvardian merchants will take just about anything we sell. Kulan Asen was the last of the villagers who could still be considered a youth in the eyes of the chieftain, whose role was to see to their continued existence. This made him more valuable than high-quality prey. Than the high-quality prey they often sold to this supplement their needs. Now that's some fine work. Fine work indeed. I'm sure your father would be very pleased. Flattery isn't going to get you anywhere, I'm afraid my answer is not going to change. Knowing well the conversation that was poised to follow, Chulan reached down to the sling of his equipment over to his back and turned his gaze towards the mountain towards home. But I assure you, I meant nothing by it. I'm simply grateful we have such a young, strong. Sure hope I'm strong. Wouldn't doubt it for a moment. Couldn't possibly be otherwise with the kind of confidence in me. Dylan maintained cool indifference throughout. To most, the sight of a village elder scrambling to avoid this pleasing fellow so much younger would be quite the spectacle, but the chieftain had his own reasons to persist in this behavior. He had no desire to be chieftain. In fact, he never desired the position from day one. There were many others who were more qualified than he. But one by one, these potentials left the Matagi's village for the greater prospects. After a time, there was only him, and while he filled what he could of his post, his mind often occupied with finding someone suitable enough to relieve him of it. Julian was aware of this. How could he not be? With such an unbasis display, making him twice as reluctant to accept anything said. Are you still worried about what your father said? Best not to let it trouble you. Why not instead take a look at the people around you? Though the young man had no intention of doing anything simple because he was asked, Trulin perhaps was guided by the blood running through his veins. His veins did so. He saw pelts drying in the sun. He saw elders maintaining their weapons, backs strong. He saw two men jovially from alcohol, sharing heroic exploits while flaunting old wounds. all he was familiar with, all things he should have been used to. These people recognize your strength, but still you come every day, and I'll keep it in mind. Excuse me, Chulan made for the village entrance, or any further discussions could be made. Being very conscious of the fact that he was running away, but this was all he could do. Before he could tell the chieftain of what his plans are for the future were, he would have to discover them for himself. His residence was a wood-framed cabin of Western design that overlooked Matagi's village. It was a bit of a walk from the rest of its residents. It never once entertained the thought of leaving the home his parents left behind. There was discovery to be found in these solitary walls. Things like a sign of the spring's return after a long, harsh winter, or the suitable traces of an epic game having been passed through. Chance encounters, new discoveries, and the like were abound throughout its simple trail. If one were to look closely, his father taught him and there would never without value. Today's encounters were no coming of to chance. Jeez. Today's encounter required no coming to notice. Any Matagi would have sensed the presence of many animals, their numbers being far higher than the usual for the area. There had to be a reason for it. Chulin loosely placed his hands on his rifle, known as a Suburu among the Bagtagi, a modified old-fashioned model from the Calvert Republic. He wasn't quite certain what to make of this anomaly yet, but he would nevertheless have to investigate further and report his findings to the chieftain. When he found its source, he realized he needed more than a loose grip. Out of caution, he needed to be ready to fire. The presence of wolves so great of size was already a shocking sight on Mount Whitecrown. Never mind the number rare. Still was a person they were chasing, a girl. His clothing marked her as one from a foreign land. Lessons of his past echoed in his mind as he shifted slightly into the shadows of a stone crag. Listen, Chulin. The Matatagi are slowly hunters. We are protectors of this mountain. Its boundless bounties being blessings from Adios. His finger was on the trigger. The rest he muttered to himself aloud. Must keep it free from impurities. Squeezed, and upon a fiery burst at the head of the muzzle, hot lead shot through the air and enveloped the snow, in passing through in an instant. Just as he intended, the bullet appeared to be through it were sucked into the torso as of the first wolf, before exiting through and downing a second one. Cases Oh god. Chaos rippled through the pack. But the young man knew this was not certain victory. Wild animals were driven by survival instinct above all else. And any break in their formation would be mended faster than most humans could react. Run, now! He fired the second shot. The girl reacted by turning in his direction till their eyes met. There is no toss to winds. He could see she still see the intelligence in her gaze. More than that, even to an unexpected degree. She was a foreigner. How could she not see? How could he not see confusion under these circumstances? Fear for her life, anxiety over her surroundings. Whatever was happening on this mountain, she had complete clarity of what it was. Yulan's first true interaction with the girl came after she entered the crag where he awaited her, where he saved a book that slipped from her possession from falling into the snow. He made it, though, he thought to himself. He had indicated a path of escape for her to follow. She did which she did with excellent haste. She must be some girl to have held out against those beasts. The sunlight was dyed in a hint of red as it looked down on the upon Mount White Crown, where the large pack of wolves were racing along the high road. Several other packs, all being driven in the same direction, collapsed into this larger one until they had melded into a massive swarm. A few steps behind them stood the one responsible for stirring them so, leaving them no way to go but faintingly athletically forward. Scattering all around him were the corpses of bears, bears, and fellow wolves. And here I was myself, another mountain whose beasts of virtue have failed me, the man muttered with boredom, born of tedium, eyes scanning the cold Cacius arrayed at his feet. The man's souled frame wrapped in red, and his hair back and shaved through with unique patterns. What would be enough to catch anyone's attention, but it was his skin that dwarfed these otherwise uncommon features. His face, neck, hands, arms, nearly every part of him, save his ears, was tattooed in arcane symbols. Oh, hey. We've known another tribe like that, right? This is sounding like some yeast crap. Again, some more yeast connection right here. Okay, where was I? God, I've lost where I was. I'm actually lost. X-Hands, who's tattooed with arcane symbols that unsettled the mind. So thoroughly thoroughly covered he was that certainly it would not be a stretch to think that his clothes were stripped and head shaved bare. He would still be covered, white crown, eh? And who thought crown you? His lips curled into a snare as he looked towards the mountain's peak. No more games to hunt. You're as good as... What have we here? Something caught his attention. He watched this something through the snow with great intrigue, near twisting into a smile of twisted delight. They were hiding for fun elsewhere. It seems there's still hope for you yet, Mountain. With a single effortlessly trust, he pierced through a lone wolf that dared to resist him. His stone-tipped spear digging through the ground and forever pinning it to the earth. He then turned to walk with eager footsteps. As he moved, a gentle red glow alerted across him through his tattoos. It was the grin on his face, mangled in itself into a level of malice and trust no human should ever be capable of. To be continued. God. Sometimes it feels like I'm reading gibberish. Just sometimes. Not all the time. But just sometimes. Chapter 3. Hunters and Wanderers. Are you a Magatagi? Julan had been struck with an unease that what was happening on Mount Whitecrown was only the start of something bigger, which was why the simple question struck him so. He wasn't sure how a clear foreigner girl from somewhere very distant had immediately recognized him as a Magatagi, when even the local lands had long forgotten how to make the distinction. His features held no particular tells, nor did his clothes. Not even his snipe shooting was anything he felt different enough to reveal he was of a fading people. There was another reason he was hesitant. Did he have the right to call himself a Magatagi? The girl tilted her head with curiosity as she waited for Chilan's answer, knowing this would be no time for abruptly he nodded. I knew it. She appeared to mean that. For the first time since their ordeal, she expressed a small, warm smile. How did you know? I met one a long time ago, a vagabond. A vagabond? This too struck Chinlan. Some Magatari were vagabonds back during the Golden Age. but now most remained close to the village. So few among them traveled that he was certain he would have known who she was talking about. Talking about right away, were it true. Of course, it could be that it could have been one acting as a hired gun or a Jaeger, while still shooting their heritage with a name of themselves. He couldn't know, however, so he decided to dismiss the topic in favor of their situation at hand. What was happening in this mountain? The wolves were the only oddity. Surely he could sense it, leaving his body and hair tense and ready to go into a fight or flight. Well, we did put some distance between us and the wolves. I'd say we gave them the slip, but Chulan intended to invite the girl to the village, but she had already started walking. Hold on a minute, thanks for your help, but now that I'm used to this, I need to hurry. And I wouldn't have just been around here. I wouldn't just be around here for fun. I'm meeting someone. Girl clasped her singular trinket hanging from her neck, tempting Chulan's eyes to observe it closely. He traced the strange symbols etched along the thing, and it being a bit larger than a flute, and it brought to mind the sudden fog that had helped them escape from the wolves. I know this is a strange question, but did you have anything to do with that fog? How about if we start on whether you're coming or going? I sure wouldn't mind having an Amagataki with me. So I wouldn't say no if you are. She asked due to him naturally following her without him realizing it. This had less to do with curiosity on his part and more to do with a need to see it. She was safe, and an instinctive habit that was less helpful and more patronizing and unnecessary. We'll see, he responded, though he still continued to accompany her. There was something about this girl. The way her calm demeanor felt more tightened than relaxed, that led him to believe she fell back into some kind of corner. Was this because of what happened so far, or what could stand to happen in the future? I can't speak. Mount White Crown responded with a silence and inner mutterings. How much should I tell you? Chuckled the girl as she looked down at her cylindrical trinket. It's more than a statement than a genuine question. It was strange for her lips to remain tight. Jinlun thought after he had already witnessed her gamble in the flesh, but there was no forcing it out of her if she wanted to remain silent as the mountain. How about we start with who you are? I'm Shinlan Asen. Shinlan is fine. And, Matagi? Like you said, his gaze dropped from her to his muzzleloader in his hands. Well, I'm Sayu? Ooh, that's a new name. She responded. Like Chinlen, her gaze remained fixed on him, her voice never lacking in confidence. As for who I am, I'm a woodland wanderer? What is that? The name of your people? I've never heard of them before. But then maybe you aren't a local. He already knew she was a foreigner, but this absolutely confirmed that she was from somewhere far, far away. It's not really anywhere from anywhere. Every day we wandered the woods and hills, and you could say the journey itself is our home. Ah, so you're a nomadic people then. Where are the rest of you? Something came up and I had to go solo for a bit. She stopped. The person I'm meeting is actually one of us. His fuse is short and he's a little overprotective of his own good for his own good. So I'm not exactly jumping for joy over it. Sayu then turned to look at Shinlan, awaiting his defense response. Though she hadn't said it out loud, he knew that this was the point of going one way or another for him. Did he want to make certain she was well and get more answers? Or did he want to turn back and deem this as a passing meeting between odd strangers? Woo! Julian also slowed his meek stop? What use could he be to her? Really? He couldn't even say he was a Managi out loud. Would someone so indecisive really prove to be worthy in whether lay up ahead? He was in a hurry. Sayu had said, but she still wait. Okay. Making sure I'm not reading gibberish yet. Still wanted patiently for her new companion to wrestle with his thoughts. Against his doubts, the desire to ensure his safety, or her safety, was slowly waning out, as it so often did, but the silence stretched as he failed to put anything into words. As this went on, there was a suitable shift in the wind, coursing through them. A sign of a snowstorm was on the horizon. I think Chulon began stopping himself short. Both he and Sayu felt the oncoming storm, only to also realize it was no simple storm. It was a beast. The echoing, deafening roar of they heard next made it clear. Some supernatural was drawing near, causing Chulan to draw his sharp breath in surprise. He felt this presence before. There was no way he could ever forget it. No way he could mistake that ferocity. It had been years since he saw the beast, but the very weight of its existence had been enough to be carried by the wind. My response was not one of surprise, but of action. She locked down her cylindrical trinket, which seemed to pulsate with light as the beast's roar reached their ears. In residence, I was right about this mountain. It's resonating. I was right about this mountain. There was no need to answer out loud. They both knew at that moment that they were after the same thing. After sharing an understanding glance, they took off running up the hill, heading straight for the invisible storm. The closer they edged to the target, the brighter Sayu's trinket glowed. First the word fog, now this, Chun-Li thought. Toward the ever-growing light. Just what is that thing, and why is it reacting to the beast? Rather, why did an object from the foreign land react to a local beast from its own past? His thought continued. I never thought I'd meet it again like this. I suppose Adios must have a plan in mind. After a few moments of a dead sprint, it appeared by them, dominating the field of view. Despite the tens of arches separating them, they could both feel the overwhelming wild force of its presence. It stood with its peak of Mount Whitecrown behind it, overlooking its surroundings. Its form was the very image of a king surveying his domain. It was a giant bear, easily dwarfing any other most had ever seen. Surrounded by a cloak of white lightning. Just a cloak of lightning. Sorry, not white light. Ugh. Every few moments, firework like bursts of electric would crackle off its blue-white fur and display the immense power preserved within that was an eager to surge without the light given off by its flashes of power surrounding it like a halo, providing a contrast that emphasized every muscle, every sinew of its frame. I knew it was you, Chulan groaned. This is the one. That's the beast that 5 years ago had changed every course of his life. Raiju? Tubi continues. Oh my god. It's your turn, Eclaria. Oh my god.
Fate can be strange. Fate can be fickle. And at times, fate can be irredeemably cruel. Guided by the girl, Chen Lan found himself face to face with a living symbol of the law of his people. The laws he loathed but would be pained to lose. There was not a single person living on Mount Whitecrown who had not heard of Raiju. Since its first appearance 10 years prior, it had used its lightning to slaughter countless humans and animals, usurping the balance of power all throughout nature. Many Matagi rose to challenge it and were injured or fallen. With none so much as finding its lair, it now lived as a symbol of destruction and greed, known to all as a true blight upon the land. And now here it was. Upon sight of this bear before him, the instinct he long sealed away were prickling through to the surface. It was an excitement that coursed through muscle, through flesh, through bone. The craving for a rematch and, as he noticed with the trembling of his finger over his rifle, also a deep fear. Its name is Raiju? Saya asked Chunlan, puzzled over the eyes. But the more cylindrical trinket glowed bright. Her eyes shifted nervously. Up until then, he had only seen her act cool and calm. Now her eyes darted back and forth with a mild panic between him and the trinket and the bear. That's right. Don't tell me you came here looking for it. No, I knew there was a part of it here, but I didn't know it manifests as a beast like this. A part? Something to do with the cylinder? The thing continued to light up in responding to Raiju, shining brighter and brighter the closer you approached. Chunlan couldn't wrap his mind around it. A part would indicate that once united, the beast and the trinket would become whole. But what kind of relationship would there be between a monstrous creature of nature and a man-made instrument? Just what is in that cylindrical? Raiju roared. Chunlan, a flicker of exhilaration being elicited by the sound, cut himself off and turned his focus back to the beast. You're just itching for a fight, aren't you? It responded with a mighty leap from the rock it stood upon, diving toward them. Sparks erupted from its body, with each print impressed into the ground. No, you're not the one it's calling to. Before Sayu could explain, a spear of stone as tall as either of them darted from somewhere, whistling eerily through the air as it arced straight for Raiju. The beast stepped aside to miss the attack in an instant, but the spear held such thrust behind it that even the slight brush upon its side tore a hunk of hide from its flesh. Crimson stain began to bubble through its blue-white fur. The King of Thunder halted its advance, looking somewhere off in the distance before stepping backward with timorous hesitation. Then, with a flash of light to cover its movements, it retreated back into the mountain. Damn you, I'm not missing this chance. Get back here, Chunlan cried, though he knew well it had made the wisest choice to save its own life. Even still, having his unexpected rematch stolen away by an equally unexpected external force left him with a bitter taste in his mouth. Chunlan, watch out. What? Whatever threat had chased Raiju off wasted no time in turning its attention towards them. Ducking the instant he heard Sayu's warning, Chunlan watched the stone spear struck just over his head, hitting a splintering tree that was growing right in front of him. What was that? I've never seen an art like that. He's coming, Sayu muttered in response. He? He who? The two made their own retreat behind some nearby rocks. Sayu gripped the trinket around her neck, now weakened in its glow, tighter than ever as she explained while he listened. Chunlan used a pair of binoculars on his person to scan where the spear had flown from, in hopes of seeing who or what was behind them. He attacks woodland wanderers and steals the artifact we collect, she started. And I assure you, we won't be the first heap murdered. He's a berserker who spreads destruction wherever he goes. The binoculars revealed an unusual figure. He was tattooed with symbol on every surface of his skin but his ears. Even his hair had similar patterns shaved into it. And as he stood, the playful smile on his lips betrayed no hint of the violent. Violent nature she was describing. No, that undersells him. He's trying to murder every last one of us, and we don't even know who or what he is. All we have is the name we made up for him. Though far away, Chinlan was met with the man's direct gaze, one 10 times sharper, 10 times heavier than his own. Even through the lens, he felt a bloodthirsty aura that pierced through him as well as any stone spear that could be thrown. It was terrifying, and as he absorbed this fear, the man disappeared from view. We call him the Oni, the demon. Chinlan put the binoculars down, seeing that the Oni now stood only a few dozen arcs from their position. So the bear got away. No matter. There are times when business is better fit before pleasure. As if on cue from his words, the rocks around the two exploded. When he saw no blood trail remain among the rubble, however, he merely smiled in appreciation of their abilities. The gunshot rang out immediately after, did nothing to change this. You found yourself an intriguing bodyguard, little mouse. The shot aimed towards the Oni failed to ruffle him in the least. Fear nor hesitation traced his features, but rather a conflict between calmness towards the circumstances and a desirous hunger for violence. A rock wall effortlessly burst from the ground to block the bullet before it could reach it. I'm not interested in your weird tricks, Oni. We want to know who you are and why you're here. Chinlan and Sayu managed to only just evade the rocks exploding. Now, Chinlan, hidden in a bank of withered weeds, kept his finger on the trigger as he barreled their pursuer with questions. The ease at which the man had blocked his shot left him shaken, but he recovered control and put a brave front so as not to further shift the muzzle of his rifle with anxious trembling. The more ferocious the opponent, the less he showed of them your back. The less you showed of them your back. That was one of the iron laws of the Matagi. I am the Stone Melder. I prefer you call me that over the other unfortunate name you've given me. And why are you coming after Sayu? Why do you try to kill the Raiju? He continued to fire off questions with the speed at which he reloaded and fired more bullets from his riddle, slowly adjusting himself to a position that will allow him to move instantaneously should he need to. I'm here to squeeze the life out of a little mouse and a whole mouse clan, if that isn't apparent enough. Their death shall be an offering to another clan, and to see this mission of mine accomplished, I've been gifted power. My stone melding exists for no greater reason than what I speak. Lies. Some of it at least. Chinlan could sense it as soon as the Oni opened his mouth, for it was in no way possible for the joy that split the man's face as he attacked Raiju to be under the guise of a mere mission. Yet he wondered if the Oni himself was unaware of how naked his desire for killing was through his deception answer. Still, there had to be a reason behind it, a real reason. That's all, Chinlan responded. Well, none of that sounds like a good enough reason to be on my mountain, so get off. Even as he said it, Chinlan pressed down and let the next bullet fly, leaping straight towards the Oni. He slammed his right fist into the ground in response, and more masses of stone lifted from the earth to form a wall that shielded him. Perfect. Coaxing the Oni into creating this wall had been part of Chunlan's plan. Moving in to hide in the shadow of the wall, Chunlan used the moment to grip his Nagasa, a special hunting knife of the Matagi, to slide into the man's blind spot and strike. Ha! It'll take more than that, little cub. Even as the light flashed off Chunlan's argent blade, he felt a sharp stab of pain through his body, leaving his consciousness to swim through naught but blackened agony. It wasn't until his back slammed onto the ground, arches behind where he had been, that he saw the Oni's left hand was encased entirely in rock to form a heavy gauntlet. Your blade found its mark. It's been a while since I was last scratched. A rock wall crumbled, revealing the Oni's twisted expression. He painted with excitement as warm live blood dripped liberally from the wound on the side. A parlor triggered blast. Do I like your spark? You will make a fine warm-up before I take down that bear. We Matagi do love our parlor tricks, Shulan replied dryly. Sometimes we even like to use ourselves as decoy. As the Oni moved to close the distance between him and Chunlan, several bolts came running down from above. He blocked them with the stone still wrapped in his hand. But by the time he returned his eyes to his opponent, he was gone. You blocked that too, huh? Too bad. But thanks anyway, Sayu. I should be the one thanking you. Now I've got proof his stone wall earned a perfect defense. That alone is worth its weight in money to me. After firing another bolt to force more distance between them and the Oni, Sayu helped Chunlan to his feet, and the two slipped into the thick foliage nearby. Chunlan could see the foreign girl was back in control of her emotions. That was the only way she could have known to step in to strike without him saying a word. Looks like one of my most reliable relatives got to see the guy's weakness too. As she said this, she pointed out to a cliff in the direction they were heading. There, Chunlan got his first look at the one Sayu intended to meet on the mountain. Chunlan followed Sayu's pointed finger towards a cliff that towered behind the Oni to see a man. Special delivery, Sayu, your BFF has arrived. There's that annoying as crap voice. As the Oni's attention turned to the source of this new voice, echoing through the mountain. The young man leaped from his place, the sun eclipsing his body with a stark shadow that made it impossible to see his face. Chunlan could see he was taller and leaner than he, and dressed in all furs. The hooded part further covered its wearer's face. But that was all he could surmise of him. Well, Chunlan supposed he could surmise one more thing. He knew how to fight.
Cool. So he's a fighter.
Mm-hmm. The Oni snarled as he formed a disc-shaped buckler of stone to fend off the oncoming dropkick. Another damn mouse has come to nibble at my toes. Come all you like, the number makes no difference to me. The young man, however, simply used this shield as a stepping stone to spring himself into the air a second time. Your back's wide open, scribble face. First twisting into the air, he then landed behind the Oni and launched a flurry of punches at the towering sun-reddened back behind him. The speed of these attacks made it feel as though his fist had multiplied to deliver a veritable storm of strike. A fine effort, but it's nowhere near enough. The onslaught pushed the Oni back to a stagger at most. He immediately straightened and kicked off the ground, soaring away and summoning a rock wall to cover his retreat. The young man halted in turn, jumping backwards to put yet more distance between them. You just had to make a dramatic entrance, didn't you, Dao? Sayu chatted with a smirk. No way. Completely coincident that I show up just in the nick of time, Dao answered while dodging a counter-attack from the Oni, showing them an unperturbed smile as he did.
Sorry.
Fine. As he did so, he then added, I will say though, I'm glad I showed up when I did, but to see something very interesting. Chunlan had no trouble guessing to what he was referring. It was the idea of using their villain's rock wall to stab him in his blind spot, just as he had done with his Nagasa. As I put it, these earthen walls were not the perfect defense. They were made to be on the surface. But Dal had also noticed something else. And I don't just mean the blind spots you were exploiting. I mean that those walls don't just come out instinctively when he needs them. Yeah, if we take advantage of that, he's as good as done, exclaimed Sayu. She then whistled, turning her relative's attention towards her as she made some sort of shorthand signal. The young man's hood bent forward as he nodded in turn, and then immediately he began launching sporadically timed attacks to demand the Oni's attention. It's almost like you two share one mind, Chunlan observed. Guess he was worth meeting up with after all. Tell me about it, she agreed. Okay, Chunlan, let's move out. Sayu guided Chunlan to a nearby hill that overlooked a snow-covered slope. Atop this was a giant lump of ice balanced uncertainly, with an avalanche worth of snow built up behind it as the frozen shape snatched the moisture from the air surrounding it. Dal intended to slowly lead Oni right to this very slope. Chunlan questioned his plan with a raised eyebrow. I get the plan, but he's not stupid enough to fall for such an obvious trap, is he? He returned the question with a cheeky smile and held up the cylindrical trinket to his face to answer his question. No sense in me hiding what it can do to you now. I'm going to go get things ready. You just wait for my signal. You know exactly where to shoot. I'm sure I will. Chunlan looked through his binocular at the point Sayu implied, then put them down and muttered to himself what an abomination this was, as a man of the mountain while fixing the scope of his muzzle loader. At the same time, Dal continued drawing the Oni in to their desired point in a merry chase consisting of attacking and retreating again. I admire the way you're so desperately clinging to life, Mouse, the Oni growled, swinging his stony fist with a winning man's wild energy. It appeared he hadn't noticed his prey was intentionally leading him elsewhere, but I grew tired of playing with you. Oblivion will suit you well. Now come here. Impatience building, he wrapped a massive wealth of stone around his hand and let loose a single punch filled with a murderous intent unlike any of the previous. A direct hit from such a blow would have been more than any human body could bear. Yet in the next instant, the Oni's tattooed face twisted with perplexity. His tightened fist was not, as he expected, wrapped by a corpse, but rather swathed in the fur the young man had been wearing. We call that molding. See? I've got some trim up my sleeves too. Having shed his fur garment, Dal flipped through the air, a provoking smirk on his now revealed face. A handsome, of course, it's always handsome.
You're so much better at reading this than me.
I just flipped through this. Handsome one with close cropped, dark blue hair. I just imagine he has like a long ponytail at the side as well. But anyway, well kept through the certainty was there was no doubting the wild air that accompanied it. His every gesture was lithe, feral, and free. Continue this game with a scrambling all you like, the Oni snarled. By the end of it, you'll be smeared across this mountain. He aimed his next strike towards the ground. Controlling the fragments of stone that rose from it, he slung them towards Dal, bathing the young man in a merciless storm of shrapnel. Dal continued to move backwards despite being pelted from head to toe, his movements keeping the damage done to a minimal as he maintained a safe distance between himself and the Oni. Oh, and and from his oncoming foe. This gap was in fact one of the signals to his two allies that the Oni had finally arrived at the right spot for full-on assault. Now fully engrossed by the Shiv Ungdal's tactics, the Oni had no time to wonder about the three bolts from a crossbow that flew over his head in the moment. Chulan, ready, Chulan replied to Sayu. His weapon scope was fixed on a small chunk of ice with a frozen stalactite hanging from its belly. Mere seconds later, fire spat from Chulan's muzzle loader, the bullet biting into this most vulnerable chunk. The point destroyed, the weight it supported was now too much to bear, forcing a massive mound of ice to begin collapsing inward on itself as it threatened to hurtle down the slope. As if to follow the lead of the crumbling ice, a range of snow covering the face of the slope followed. No simple landslide would have been a threat to the Oni and his wealth of experience, but this mighty force would be like a beast the size of a mountain itself, shedding its wintry coat. Chunlan could see light dancing through the fog at places along the incline, the three exact locations where Sayu had shot her bolts. The slope began to tremble with greater force. The moment the light and fog given off by the vault faded, the earth truly awakened with a terrifying moan. The ice and snow at the top of the slope now fully collapsed, then rumbled down the mountain with a speed in which nothing could escape. Huh, Diony cried with amusement. An interesting gambit, but yo, the monster of a man had no time for retorts. Yet he realized this too late. Before he could finish his sentence, the avalanche had rushed downward to swallow his legs, the build-up around him increasing at far too great a speed for him to summon a new wall of stone to protect him. Cold?
For 2 seconds. Fixing my film.
Cold, wholly violent waves continued to crash into him, engulfing his form until even his vibrant tattoos were buried underneath the silvery white drifts. By the end of it, he had been completely entombed beneath the ice and snow. Did we get him? Chunlan caught up. Sayu shook her head. I doubt they will kill a guy like him, but I don't think he'll be getting out anytime soon. Great. Too immortal even for an avalanche. But just how did you manage to pull off one of that size? He was still in awe of just what they had accomplished with a few bolts and a bullet, but the cause versus the effect was still on a seemingly inconceivable scale. I adjusted the moisture along the slope and made conditions ideal for the snow to slide, answered Sayu as she removed the trinket from a custom slot in her crossbow, returning it to around her neck. Each bolt's sand had been infused with a kind of energy from it before being fired, and Chunlan now realized they retained this collective energy even after being fired off a good distance away. So that little cylinder was the key, huh? Figures. Chunlan muttered. The Oni was after it too, but even still, I can't believe it has the power that adjusts the moisture of the whole face. Chunlan's need for answer was now at its peak. If there was some kind of paranormal event behind it all, perhaps understanding it will help him learn more about the mysterious origins behind Raiju. Atta girl, Sayu. Your plan got him in one. You're good though, right? Not hurt anywhere? Dao hurried over to the two of them, rattling off the questions and commentary once close enough to a chom leaf that struck out of his mouth. His hair may have been a different color from his relatives, but their clothing had similar patterns, and their sun-tanned skin held the same natural shade. He, however, had opted to paint over his in a way that very much stood out. I'm fine. I'm more worried about you. Dao, just where were you? Sorry about that, he replied with a humble smile. I actually stopped by a village near here to gather some info first. Some luck though, huh? For some wolves were running wild, then they only showed up. But they should be behind us now. Still, Dao took Sayu by the shoulders and folding her securely in his arm as he fixed Chulan with his gaze. You're a local? A hunter, maybe? Thanks for helping Sayu. I should be the one saying thanks, Chulan replied. You're Dao, I think it was. You're Sayu's what, brother? Close enough. We're technically cousins, but we may as well be brothers and sisters. And you might heard of me, Tornado Dao. Ring a bell?
No.
It sure doesn't, but it's a pleasure. Chulan offered his hand.
No.
You who? I might be famous, heard of me. No.
We the players
Chulan
haven't heard of
offered
you
him.
either, so you're not very popular outside of the Eastern specification. This guy's gonna show up in Calvert, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, do you know of me?" And we're all gonna be like, "No." Gonna become that character.
No. Dao's other hand was off to the side with Sayu, preventing this stranger he only just met from getting too close to her. Chulan followed up. Well, I've got an awful lot of questions after all of this, but we can save that for once we're not outside.
No,
The weather's
ask them now.
only
Don't
going to
ask
get
them
worse
later.
tonight.
That's a mistake.
It's always a mistake. He then looked up to the sky, watching as the wind carried clouds of snow. To him, it said the spirits of the mountain had seen the hill affair, and they were in a frightful rage for it.
Okay.
Nestled in the northeastern corner of the Zemarian continent loomed Mount White Crown. Its body played mother to a richly unique culture and ecosystem. But though loved deeply by the people who made her their home, she was not merciful in turn. The many mysteries and phenomena she held, seen as events worthy of worship for some while mere fables worthy of dismissal for others, made life very difficult indeed. But still, they continued to live on in her embrace, accepting that this was and would always be her way. There were those who insisted there was a connection between the stories of the mountain and the mysterious disappearance of the greatest Mutagi who lived.
I'm gonna say that, of all the worshippers that we've met, we've got Gaius and his tribes that worship the wind. And now we've got people that worship the mountain.
There's gonna be someone who worships the fucking sea, someone who worships the fucking land. None of them is gonna. And I swear to God, if all of them, they're gonna be like, oh,
and
at
they
the end of the day,
still
it's
worship
ultimately...
Adios at the same time. Because Adios created all of this shit.
It was on this day that Chulan was about to come face to face with the truth behind this long-sung tale through a thread looming in the shadows, all while discovering something more about himself than he ever thought possible. And all through the words of someone who came from somewhere far away. So that weird little thing is called the Cylinder of the Frozen Sky.
What the fuck is that?
What a name.
What is that? I thought she was going to be from the church. Actually, no. She's somebody else entirely.
Cylinder of the Frozen Sky. What's next? Rectangle of the rich soil? Like, fucking hell, stop it, man. I've never actually seen an artifact before. What
she has an artifact. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so the church. The church will be after you then, because you can't have artifacts. Church don't like artifacts being used anywhere. Only the Gauls Order can use them, and even they have to get permission. I think.
Mother dearest, nothing with this toy today. As the sun set, Mount White Crown wailed as wind and snow kicked up to bid these new invaders unwelcome. They had to move quickly, which is why the three of them, Chunlan, Sayun, and Dao, now huddled around a campfire in a small cave, the blizzard raging on just arches away. Dao, who had lost his fur coat during their lively encounter, had taken to piling liberal amount of wood into the fire. According to the two foreigners, the cylinder of the frozen sky was... I can't take this fucking name seriously, man.
Okay.
Was capable of adjusting the concentration of moisture in the air.
It's not the craziest name that I've actually heard. In Liberal, we had the Shining Ring.
Very, very descriptive. No,
yes.
The Shining Ring is... But this just sounds ridiculous. The cylinder of the frozen sky. It just sounds like... It just sounds like a random tribe of people just find this like advanced technology and they had no idea about it and then just describe it as is. And then they say it's frozen sky because it came from the sky and it's solid. Fucking... never mind.
Okay.
I hope that's not the actual name. According to the two strangers, the cylinder of the frozen sky was capable of adjusting the concentration of moisture in the air or even controlling the weather within a certain radius. That made quick work of the mystery of how she was able to create fog from seemingly nothing or banish snowstorms with flicker of light. And it's also how you were
it's a
able
weather
to
controlling artifact. Interesting. Cool. Can I have one of those? That would be nice. In real life? The weather controlling artifact?
Would be nice. And it's also how you were able to cause an avalanche that huge? Chilan asked, though he knew the answer already. Yeah, I concentrated its power into bolts and adjusted the moisture of the snow where the bolts landed. If you knew how it works, it linked up well enough with the weapons. Oh, well enough. You made it sound like it's not something beyond belief. I almost still don't believe it. Chunlan's surprise wasn't just at the artifact, but at the series of events that occurred in unbelievable succession. The whole day had succeeded in astonishing him utterly, from the nomadic tribe responsible for this artifact in hand to the man who hunted them with an expression of malicious thrill. And how did this girl seem to know so much about the... Well, so much he didn't know. You need
to explore more of the world to know more, and she's a wanderer, so of course she knows more than you. Bro, it's in her name.
This bitch. He had never experienced the things she seemed so indifferent to in all his years on the mountain. You said so, you were just in the mountain, never mind. And with that in mind, he further wondered if these were the kinds of things his old friends who left the village were now experiencing on their journeys.
Probably.
Realizing how little he knew about the outside world startled him in one sense, but in another it left him curious for more revelations. Dao gave a warm laugh as he wrapped his arms around her shoulder to pull her in as he had done before. Ain't she something else? Doesn't matter how bad a situation gets, she can always think up a way out. Dao, we've talked about this, Sayu whined as she shrugged him off. Even this small interplay between the two had no doubt happened countless times before. Felt like something that came from another world entirely. Their every word, their every interaction served to overwhelm Chunlan, making him realize just how small his existence truly was.
Maybe they're from the other world. Maybe it's otherworldly to you because they're from the other worlds. Because there's two, right? We know there's two. We've heard there's two. But you know that there's another one, and McSpicy is from it. So, maybe these two could be from it too. Maybe these are McSpicy's friends.
Or, I'm thinking, maybe this world, I don't know, man, like...
Yeah, I'm trying to think if, like, Yeast is one of the worlds and then Trails is the other, but, like, I don't know. There's so much connecting the two Like, it could be either that, or it could be that Ys is in the past or the future. But I don't know. We'll have to wait until we meet characters from both worlds. From either. Like, if Adel shows up in here at all, or if we see the fucking tower, then we know this is the same world as Ys. But if we don't see it, doesn't mean that they're not connected. The other world could be Ys, right? And McSpicy could be from that, which means we could run into McSpicy with Adel.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm getting carried away. Continue. I'm sorry.
Dwarfing his spirit more than even the mountain that rose high above them. But his loyalty to the mountain remained even in this bizarre and lengthening befuddlement. It was Mentagi, and through that, the weight of the situation was twice so. Inspiring him to rise to action and stop the incoming threat from encroaching upon his small world further. It's still hard to wrap my head around it all, but are you planning to get that part you mentioned back from Raju? Shulan pushed the discussion forward, not just to cover the erupting conflict within, but to provide himself some direction. He needed to know precisely where to go in order to discover the role he would have to play in the reality unfolding before him. Yeah, confirmed Sayu. It needs to be complete so we can offer it at the shrine. And once it's complete, it gives us the power we need to take down the Oni for good. She went on to say that they had known the part needed was on Mount White Crown, but until she saw it, she was unaware that it had fused with the indigenous life. Yet that changed nothing, for they had to retrieve it, fused or free. This new direction failed to anchor him as he hoped. He met a faded, beastly rival he hadn't seen in years, only due to the influence of outsiders who revealed to him what gave the beast its legendary status. It was nothing he could have possibly predicted. It came with the strange sensation, one he wouldn't quite be able to put into words if prompted, that his past had run off without him, morphing and distorting. Under the watchful eyes of others, till it was no longer a narrative to call his own, even if he had to be the one to confront it in the present. He continued on. It was all he could do. Right, that Oni is an entirely different problem. With Raiju, at least there was a tangible connection distorted it was now, that cemented these implausible circumstances in reality. The Oni, though, made him feel as though he had been thrust right into the realm of fantasy. They could not afford to let that monster of a man remain the dominant party between them. Taking up his rifle, Shinlan wordlessly stepped away from the fire, turning towards the entrance, of which there was only a swirling vortex of night sky and icy snow. Where are you headed off all of a sudden? Dell stood up and reached to Shinlan, gripping his shoulder to stop him in his track. I can't let the Oni kill Raiju, so I need to hunt it down before he rises from the snow. It will be a disaster if he snatched that part before we could get to it. When he turned to answer them, he had met with two unexpected expressions one normally wouldn't present in the face of someone readying themselves for a fight to the death. They were smiling. Unexpected though they were, he found comfort in that being their natural reaction. Dell answered, well, then we're all in the same boat. Wouldn't hurt to bring along someone like me if you're open to having a partner help you race the Oni to the finishing line. I'll tell you, I got a mean kick. And since Raju has a part of the other fight undecided, we both should know our way around it, Sayu added. I doubt either of us would slow you down. Both of them were right. There was no good reason for Chunlan to be so possessive over this hunt, and there was no greater recipe for seeing to its success than cooperating with two who may know the beast better than he ever thought he did. I don't doubt that, Chunlan responded, but the King of Thunder and I have a history. What else he being so stubborn about this? Group hunts were a Matagi tradition, so they were more than familiar to him. But here he was, impatiently eager to rush ahead on his own. A part of him was embarrassed by this confusion when their reactions were among the few things in this moment rooted in coherence. Why would you want to go alone? Sayu asked. How come nothing seems to shake you? Chunlan responded with a question of his own. Again, he hoped their answer would anchor him in some way, push him in the right sound direction that would help him feel with the ease they did. Sayu answered without hesitation, because my goal has an end with meaning. Not just to our people as a whole, but to me as a person. So all that's left to do is achieve it. Makes sense? It didn't. He didn't know anything about what truly drove her or what gave this mission of hers such meaning that it drowned out all hesitation. But he could. At least, however, invisible. However, why is this writing? However invisible, however intangible it was, feel a foundational strength in her answer that brought him back. What do you mean you don't know what's her angle? Didn't she just say she wanted to stop the Oni so that her people wouldn't be hurt? Are you stupid? Never mind. I swear to God,
are you okay?
the writing. I'm so frustrated with the writings in this game. It's just, literally not just a few paragraphs ago. She literally just said some things. And then he's just like, I don't understand what drove her. I don't know, not dying. Fucking hell, man. Dao sought to comfort him in another way. Don't think too hard about it. Sayu's an unusual one. Even I have trouble understanding her sometimes. The fuck? Never mind. For now, let's just boil it down to us wanting to have your back in a fight. Did I good enough? Between the talk, Dao had retrieved some things to prepare for heading back out before returning to Chunlan's side to clap him encouragingly on the shoulders. Yeah, good enough for now. At the end, Chunlan was still aware that the very thing causing his heart to hesitate was also calling up a memory buried deep within.
We're getting there. Chapter 7. One people, one purpose. Sayu began could barely see Chunlan's back in front of her. The snow clouds above were thick enough to obscure the moon, and the wind blew hard enough to drive fragments of icy snow into the tiniest gaps of their clothing. The drifts piling on the ground were now up in their knees, sapping their strength with every step. Reverie's on white crown meant that blizzard struck with her ferocity of a temple guard, repelling any who dared to trespass on their sanctuary. And the years had only made them more violent. The Magatagi took this as a sign that the mountain spirits were angry at humanity for deserting the blessings bestowing upon them by Adios. Why am I getting all the Adios ones? Adios is avoiding you, Aclaria. Oops. It would be easy to dismiss as a superstition, but the way in which the mountain swelled up in its prey in snow bordered on unnatural. Even the sound of each blizzard's fury was enough to drown out the most primal of screams for help. Making rescue a fool's dream. I am on the right one, yes. Right? Yes. In the Mount White Crown, most recent displays of rage, single point of light marched through its consistent of 3 travelers, speaking volumes of their peak to only just hear one another. Damn, it's cold here. Sure, it was an idiot for losing my furs. Ah, chill. Want to trade coats, Sayu? Don't be silly, Sayu. No way I'll let you catch a cold. I got oats to rub me down and warm me up. So I'm fine. Shenlong led the way with Sayu and Dayu and the light of his lamp to guide their steps. None were dressed appropriately for such environments. Shenlong had given his coat to Sayu, leading him with a thick through not quite thick enough sweater for battling the elements. Sayu was still woefully underdressed, even with the coat, but she was still much better off than Dayu, who had fashioned a pitiful covering by cutting armholes in the hempen bag. There was Magataki Lodge just up ahead, Shenlong urged. Hang in there. The only thing that inspired them to continue this terrible trek was the route itself short. Though the foreigners had no defense against the cold, they knew, as woodland wanderers would, how to navigate uneven terrain well. It was only this knowledge that helped them conserve the valuable energy they needed to keep up with the natives of the land. They reached the cabin around midnight. I knew I almost don't know how we made it through that, Shenlong heaved with a relief as they entered. We've got time to rest if you need it. Though it probably won't be too comfortable. The cabin's been reconstructed to stop as a supply stop for those climbing the mountain. Rather than any formal lodging consisting of a single room that groaned with every push of the wind outside, it did so as Shenlong opened the door. He could feel the vibrations of its planks, even with his gloves. Yet, ramshackled it appeared to be on the surface, it remained firm in its foundation, indicating that it was regularly cared for. Shenlong's mind wandered to Raiju. Once they were indoors, he imagined that, based on the direction he had gone when fleeing the Oni, it was likely hiding somewhere near the summit. That lined up with what he already knew of the beast. No one was found in its lair in the areas inhabited by other bears, and the area in question showed evidence of lightning damage. Their best course of action, if there were to find it, was to resupply and strike out quickly to reach the summit by dawn. Shenlong turned to his companions. There's more stuff left here than I was expecting. Take whatever you can carry, huh? shove that sharp blade into the wood hollow and make it a spear. Dio observed one weapon among the stock. That's called a Fuko Nagisa, Shulan explained. It's a offshoot of a knife I have with me. While he was busy gathering anything that was vital to their survival, Sayu took a look around the hunting gear and the specialized equipment in the farther corner of the cabin. She was quietly curious of her surroundings, both from a simple incident perceptive of from the deeply intelligent perspective. Oh yes, furs. Where have you been all my life? Beautiful bastards, Sayu, on the other hand, dived into the supplies with abandon, eventually coalescing and curling up among the pile of warm furs. There was a fire pit in the center of the room. Sayu approached. Looks like we've got some orny too. I'll go ahead and get a fire going. Thanks. Wait, where did you learn that word? Finlan was puzzled as he continued sorting through supplies. It's already strange enough that you pegged me as a Matagi at all. I learned Orni from this book, she responded, removing her book from the pouch at her waist. And the traveler who gave it to me was a Matagi, the same person I told you about before. It was a book he had been so particular when they first met. Entries entitled Fundamentals of the Indigenous Cultures. What a book. That's a long title for a book. Would you pick that up if you were at the library?
Maybe when I was younger.
Maybe
in the indigenous culture.
Indigenous cultures. Do we have any culture in real life? That you would have to look up a book about? I mean, weird. Anyway, Chilan found that the binding was quite aged when he took it in his hands and flipped through it, but it still held up very well over the years. Oh, this book is over 25 years old? The information would be out of date to more modernized cultures, but all that was written on the Magatagi was very relevant, making it more apparent to him that their lives had not changed with the passing time. The book continued the names, lifestyles, and beliefs of the various cultures and acolytes Hanlin had never heard of before, as well as objectives insight from the author, aiding a beating heart behind its logic purse. Sayu and Dayu's people, the woodland wanderers, were also mentioned. I found your people, Finland said, reading on one interest. Sounds like you're a pretty peaceful group the way you're written here. He wondered again how the woodland wanderers had such a rare artifact in their possession, and why they were guarding it, though most of that had been answered at full volume during the windy trek. The woodland wanderers had an agreement with the Septium Church. Oh, do they now? That they would collect any artifacts the church's people could not reach, and in exchange they were given the freedom to use them At their discretion? Really? Oh. Really now? Wow. But why? That's so weird. Okay. Indulging in their many beliefs before handing them over to the church at all at the designated shrines. The book itself only gave vague hints to the part of their background. Instead, it was a full experts on how they supported themselves through woodcrafts and assisted merchants during their peaceful times, as well as brimming with note detailing their relationships with other cultures and the day-to-day athletics. I doubt anything written here is new to you, but the book itself is special, Finland guessed. That's right. I'm only here today because of it. The person who gave it to me, Saya answered. You might say he had he and it are motivation. Must be nice to be that motivated by something. For me, it's more both she and Dayu had found their own purpose in the way of their people. Dayu in particular held a deep faith in their heritage, and that was key to reasoning for her being on this mountain. And then failed to resonate with that even now. What was he on this mountain for? What inspired him to be here in this moment? No matter how far he looked within, all he could see was the deep and unending emptiness. Fine. If I can't relate, that Dayu's voice snapped him out of a meditation that was longer than he intended. Now back to his senses, Chenlin looked to see the young man now stretched out over straw, and Dayu crouched in front of him, in front of the irony. Dayu, the only bookworm we've got, so to us, she's sees the whole world differently. Dayu's bigger perspective has helped me find my way more than a few times, Dayu continued. Standing to give Junlin a charitable pat on the shoulders. So I get what you're going through, but you don't have to be set on something like her, or have any deep meaning in what you're doing right now. If it's not there, you can think of it anything that motivates you. Just do whatever you're doing now, and maybe in time that motivation will find you. Yeah, right. Finley was moved by the words that were precisely what he needed to in the moment to ground him. From now on, all I can do is plan on keeping For now, all I can do is do what we were planning to do. Anyway, keep moving. He did not want. He did not know when he would be freed from the chains of uncertainty he found himself wrestling with. What he did know was that something had changed about the uncertainty itself, and his new companions were the catalyst to that change. Perhaps this would further lead to something, perhaps even leads to the same extent thing that birthed motivation in them. Their silence between conversation as they watched the quite prickling fire had been deafening by the wailing winds outside. But as the fire grew, so did its voice, and Chillin began to think that even though a blizzard too great for words was still a straight and clear path. Bro, are you making sense of any of this? Is this making sense?
No.
Cool. It's not just me. I'm on 8. And you get 10. Okay. In the depths of his memories. Listen, Shinran, before we go after Raiju, there's something I want to say, began the young boy's father. We Magatha follow the way of our people. In doing that, respect this mountain and stand watch over for its beasts. Do you know why we do that? It's not the first time he was asked. In fact, he had asked this countless times, but never did he ask it while they were way to slay a beast. And even Kona's Okus had failed. Rather than ask why his father, the current chief, in the legendary hero's absence, would bring it up now, Chinlan repeated his usual answer. His father never asked anything without a reason, so the answer would come in time. The blessings of the mountain and the blessings of Adios. We protect them so that it's to show her thanks for her. To show her thanks to her. That's right, we believe this, and we aren't wrong for it. I think you have a greater purpose than even that answer. I want you to ponder what that is as we hunt Raiju. So what? Does the old answer mean you've been full of it all this time? His father laughed. Sorry, Chinlan. I meant to save this conversation for after you've become a man. But here you are hunting Raiju with me. It makes for a fine opportunity. The lesson continued as they ascended the mountain and were soon near the midpoint of Mount Whitecrown, the area where bears are known to live. No one knew where Raiju made its nest, so their only option in tracking it was to go to where it was seen and hope there were tracks to follow. We're able to see it tomorrow because it'll take the lives of other creatures. These creatures are no different. They'll fight to survive, and sometimes that means hurting us as we hunt them. Even Raiju, as it casts a menacing, monstrous shadow over the whole of this mountain, is no exception. Right, Chenlan responded positively. After 20 years of hunting with Kun Okus, I came to a realization we are on equal footing with the beast. We may not be able to see eye to eye with them, but we understand that we face life as they do. We face life? Okay, what does that mean? Xinlan was familiar with the concept of giving thanks to life and taking it, but there was something abstract about the concept of facing it. He was also not the best at wrapping his mind around the philosophy, preferring straightforward paths with simple, direct answers. Although that strayed beyond the risk of him getting lost in his own thoughts. I don't think there's a singular answer to that question. The journey to try and find your own answer is as important as the answer itself. Without the journey, life can't be faced. It would be meaningless. Meaningless? That's right. Face life. Accept it. Your struggles will reveal guideposts on your journey that only you can see. Young Chunlan thought about the obstacles on the path that made his life, and at the same time he considered the lives of others who had chosen different paths, wondering what their choices came to be through it all. Had those who left the village run away from the ways of their people, or had they chosen to leave after finding something that gave them their life's meaning? But there was meaning in becoming poachers and trophy hunters for nobility. He doubted it, but this was going over my head. He finally admitted, knowing that it is a victory in itself, pride blinds us from our correct path. A gentle expression sat on his father's face. There were moments when he was deeply stern, but now as he presented his son with a question, even those twice and thrice his age would wrestle with it. His presentation of the softest side. What does it have to do, Raiju? Chunlan asked. I'm sure you already know this, but the hunt for Raijun is a dangerous one. The sound of their footfalls on the snow halted. Chunlan's father used the pause to give his son time to consider the reason behind their talk. What I am saying is that we might end up be the ones being hunted this time, he continued. The risk of us losing our lives is higher than any normal hunt. Perhaps the odds are against us. You understand what could happen, Finlan? He nodded in response. He understood well, but didn't want to put it into words. Accepting the reality, even if this hunt doesn't end well the way we want it to, I thought this might be the last chance to tell you that. In his short life, he had come to the very same dream. Hunt Raiju with his father, protect the mountain, surpass Kulin. It was the way he could show the other vagabond youth his age that there was meaning in the path they had not chosen. So how did this new course of thought his father posed fit into his dream? Was it a new one that diverged entirely, falling to fit the courted mold of the path that he has chosen to walk? The answer did not matter. It did not. It was not long until Chulan lost it all. his dream, his father. What he found among the broken pieces of his life came afterward. Not any of the answers to his father's questions, but rather a realization that he was indeed could not accept the reality of leaving only a festering hatred in his heart. The rising sun stained the snow top Mount White Crown with a to gold, and the lone Magatami and the two wandering woodland wanderers carried more of a weight eyes as they continued the heavy to heat to have and climb. The blizzard itself blew over, and the strong gusts continued to persist, bringing it with it sheets of snow in what may as well have been the same thing. Each sheet reflected the morning glow, making them feel as though they were being assaulted by a brilliant mote of pure light. As planned, they arrived at the summit just as dawn was breaking. Their speed was aided by the fact that the wandering woodland wanderers were light on their feet, and even when they were weighed down by seemingly endless amounts of gear. Now that they were dressed appropriately for the weather, they could tackle the cold with the speed that would put even a local to shame. They could still know nothing about Raiju's location beyond it being somewhere in the vicinity. It was unclear whether they should first scout the place out, planning their next move, move carefully, or if they would strike as soon as they caught sight of the beach. Chulin and Sayu continued to the discussions options as they moved. No matter how he tried, Chulin could not calm himself down. It had nothing to do with doubt in his companion's abilities. It was that the yet to be seen foe they were hunting had the kind of strength that made him even the most thorough of plans seem insufficient. We're finally going through with the last part. Been divided for so long. Right, Sayu. Him in agreement with Sayu's musterings. And if things go smoothly enough, we might be able to finish up that bastard keeps tailing us. We'll finally be able to face all the people he's killed. Kind of excited to see what it does. When it's complete. The Blade of Thunder Heavens sure makes it sound like it will be impressive to me. Well, began Chunling worryingly, the Oni will be the perfect test subject once you find it. Neither Sayu nor Dayu were practically distracted by the suggestion. They remained focused, their eyes looking straight ahead, but no imitation of dangers on their mind to stand in their way of their goal. In Sayu's case, Retrieving the last part of the cylindrical artifact was not optimism, but the next step that was simply going to be the woodland wanderers, the values they acquired from the tight-knit environment fascinated him on the surface. Their traditions were simple. They patrolled the eastern side of the continent, retrieved artifacts, and passed them along to the Septian Church. And yet each cycle of this journey was riddled with value and deployment by countless customs that had long been passed down from generation to generation. Even as Sayu and Dayu made slight diversions from their people's path, they balanced it by continuing to respect and adhere to their many traditions and values they had long loved and accepted. What did he value? Was he, as he obsessed observed them, Finland thought back to the days when he and father was still alive, when he had a simple, pure goal. When he had that goal, he never felt a moment's resistance against the ways of the Magatagi. What do I have now? He wondered out loud. His purpose was shattered, leaving behind a consistent feeling of questioning the nature of life itself. A puzzle he was no closer to solving now as he was then. The only thing sustaining Chilen's thoughts his days was that it was natural for his body to breathe, eat, sleep. Well, that's natural, I guess. Meaning these two was an outlier in his daily routine, and one that sparked something in him he had not felt in a long time. Could these strangers who possessed what he lacked lead him to reunite with that feeling of having purpose in life? Look out! Tayo shouted, snapped Chinlan's back to his senses. In that instant, he felt a light jolting jolt and something impacting his body. Dayu cried Sayu. Dayu had shoved both Chinlan and Sayu aside, and a heartbeat later, lightning flashed in an explosion near him. Something struck the youth like an invisible wall through the ground, and smoke rose from his skin as convulsions crossed through his body. It was the worst possible outcome among their discussed options. Raiju had attacked first. Dayu, are you alright? Yeah, I'm just glad you're okay, Sayu. I got struck by lightning, but I'm fine. This is fine. I think. Did he get struck by lightning? I'm very confused. Just glad you're okay. Dayu choked. My body is numb, but Granny's Haku charm is nothing to sniff at. I think I can even stand. I realized the vocalization that the paint on his carving, his body was a ward that must have been the instilling resin. After confirming that Dai was well and calm, Chinlan retrieved his binocular. Sorry, Dai, I let my guard down, he said. Don't worry about it. Even if you noticed, you might not have been able to dodge it. Just focus on finding it. He wasn't about to make the same mistake twice. He knew if the King of Thunder could see them, they could see it. As well. There. Found his longtime nemesis. It was a fitting throne for the conqueror of the land and wielder of lightning through its claws. At the largest peak on Mount White Crown, looking down at them was Raiju. Whew.
Just gonna say, it's been nearly 3 hours since we've been reading this book.
I'm sorry.
So, I don't know if we'll be able to finish the book today.
It's just me. I'm slow at reading.
No, even when I'm reading it, it took forever as well.
I just gotta have one stream where we're just reading a book. We have to finish it because if we don't, we won't. I mean, I think this is the sloppiest book we've ever read, and that's saying something. We've read Tomatayon and the Coca Panda.
Tomatayon is like very obviously a book for children, but this one is like I said, it feels like a, okay, maybe not 13 or 14, like a 16-year-old writing fanfic. It has too many unnecessary words. It has too many misaligned points that like I said, fucking Sayu explained what she wanted to do, and then he's just like, I do not understand what her motivation is. Bro, she said it right to your face.
We're on the 9th chapter. We can choose to continue, or we can choose to drop it. What do you?
For the sake of our brain cell, right? I'd say we drop it for now.
Okay.
This story is so bad.
Let's go beat up our friend the whale.
Just when you thought the story couldn't get any worse, the books proved
This one's strong. Be careful.
Yeah, and that was the only new book to Reverie too, so I was kind of looking forward to that.
Thanks. It's my turn.
Shame. Like I think the second we know that the main writer for this series didn't work on this.
Yeah, didn't work on any of the other games.
Should have known. He worked on every single other game except for this one. So
Sure. Gotcha. There.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They're open. Go, Lecter. Got it.
Okay. Here's through. Now! Reen, let's go!
Leave it. Good to go.
Oh god.
How about a little fun? Gotcha. There. It's my turn. Now. It's mine. I'm up. For one. And one for all! Let's go, everyone!
God, he has so much health.
Here's through. Let's do it.
sounds like the wheel
Now, everyone!
from Final Fantasy XIV.
I don't mind.
He's almost dead.
How about a little fun down? There! It's my turn. Now! Go, Lecter! Understood?
Oh my god, so close. There we go. I killed it. The whale is dead.
All right. Nice work, team. Nice. That'll...
I did it!
Yes, I'm nice!
According to
I did it.
Jess, this
feels good
part
to-
this part of the game is
I've
only
only
supposed
just
to be
begun.
like an hour long.
That's how it's done.
So if we exclude the fact that we were reading a book for almost 3 hours, we might be able to still finish this game. You never know. Oh wait, right, that's right. Before I forget, before I go in, I'm just gonna enter the 5th stratum, but I'm not actually gonna start exploring it. I'm gonna unlock it so that I can travel to it. I got 1 gold sealing stone. I found 1. This is the 5th floor. Something about this place has changed. It's like it's expanding further.
The enemies here seem much stronger too.
We're in unknown territory, so the best thing we can do is keep an eye out for and move forward. Alright.
Oh.
I interrupted Alicia accidentally. Right. So I found 1 gold sealing stone. Who do you think it's gonna be? I don't know who we're missing at this point.
Yeah, that's
like,
the thing. I don't
like,
know who you're missing.
Who are we missing? Like, honestly. Yeah, shift out, bring your Randy in. Because this is just explore. God, I hate benching people. I'll keep Arius in the party for a little bit.
Unsealing pedestal activated.
So, like, who could it be? Josette?
Mm-hmm.
Potentially Josette. It could also be Mueller. That would be great. Let's find out who it is. Oh god. It's Alphen!
Alphen Rice Arnor, Princess of Erebonia. I may not be much of a brute in battle, but I'll support you with everything I have.
Okay, I don't have to buy shit for you, that's fine. Alphen is, can now assist our 8 allies in battle. Do I have to worry about your equipment? No. I hope not.
Sinistria's 3. I'm just gonna kill myself. Sinistria's 3 most beautiful maiden. I can't even speak. Are you reunited and together at last? How wonderful!
I have to admit, the idea of you fighting on the front lines does make me a little nervous, Your Highness. You don't have to worry your lovely little heads about me. I've been practicing with my orbital staff, and I can handle myself. I don't intend to be a liability to our friends. So let's all do our part to help. Of course. I can hardly believe you two were summoned here as a pair. Even the powers that be know that you're an item, it seems.
That's because the power of love knows no bound, my dear sister. No.
I really wanted you to say that line. It was great. It's not like we asked to be brought here to get together. I would have been just fine if I had come by yourself.
Come on now, there's no need to be embarrassed. Or perhaps just fear of the unknown. Well, fear not. Our love will overcome any obstacle placed in our way.
Aw, the two of you are so cute together. You're gonna make me blush. I really wish I could have a drink right about now. Amazing. Love these characters.
What a lovely relationship.
It is beautiful. Alright, is Alphen here? Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is.
There she is. I have to buy equipment for you? Come on. Could you not just come with your own equipment?
You're rich.
Yeah, exactly. Buy yourself your own equipment. Come on. I don't need to buy accessories because I have accessories. Let's go. Whoop. Anything? Sure, we'll give you that. And we'll... I don't plan to ever use you, but, you know. I have a Grail Locket that I'm not using. I have 3 Grail Lockets that I'm not using. Oh. Suddenly, let's give you the Abyss of Shadow. It does Death Blow, Delay, and Vanish. And let's give Reen a Grail Locket. And then we'll give Alicia a Grail Locket too. Might as well. Because Alicia is going to be used all the time. Alright, I've got one more Grail Locket at Clary. Who am I giving it to?
You can just give me a whole ocean of people asking me to choose among them.
No, but who do I choose? Will I just give it to Lloyd?
Yeah, sure, why not?
There's too many characters to have Grail Lockets for everyone. But I could have done it. It could have been done. I would just be me grinding in this game for all eternity, and then it would be done.
If only.
Okay, 5th sound, let's go.
Alright, let's start looking around.
So let's just go through the stratum because I don't need to fight anymore. I'm only fighting to get sealing stones, and there's not much of a point in doing that.
I see a chest over there.
And I think at this point I have accessories abound. So let's just look for the exit.
We may want to hurry through this.
I found the exit.
Nice. Let's get going.
That was fast. You know, when I'm not looking for this thing, I find it like instantly. And when I'm trying to find it, I can't find it. Why? Why does it... Bye. Here... I see it.
Keep your weapons close with that one around.
Great. Let's keep going.
Halfway point? Halfway point.
Now's a good time for a break.
Travel... updated? Okay. Oh! Okay. Begin battle.
Watch out! This one's tough!
Is it?
Enlightened spirit unification! It's my turn! Roar!
Kick their ass, Reed.
Strike!
Good to go. How about a little fun down? Let's go, Bannings!
Yeah, let's go, Bannings.
I'm on it. Pierce through. Let's do it.
Got him!
Right. Ah! There's no stopping us.
Literally, no stopping us. No one has the power to stop us anymore. We're too high level.
Yes, sir. Nice. You ain't seen nothing.
There we go. I've only a true.
Hey, I got a blue ceiling stone. There we go. Breaks fulfilled. Neat. Right, so I can just keep going. Okay. I mean, we just gonna go right until the end. So it looks like there's only one blue ceiling stone on the 5th. Apparently. Maybe?
Maybe.
Look, I don't know. Jess isn't here to answer my questions, Aclaria.
Okay.
Where's the... Open the door. Oh. Every time I'm playing this game, that I have questions about this game, Jess is like nowhere to be found. I guess he'd be busy with work. But sometimes it be like that. I miss Jess giggling evilly in the chat though. You don't even have Kaz doing that anymore. Where is Kaz?
Yeah.
The Chaos Gremlin himself is even missing. Right. Is there...
We may want to hurry through this.
The threat is real, but we won't lose.
I'm just gonna go around it.
I want to see what's through that gate.
Do you? I don't.
I see a chest over there.
This is not the right way.
And with that, we can now...
Let's regroup.
Ow!
You'll regret that. Let's begin.
Boom.
Seems the winds have seen fit to bless us. A true warrior, oh...
Yes, I'm moving.
There we go.
I did it!
You ain't seen nothing.
I've
I am
only
leveling
just
up
begun.
so
Nice.
much. Here's the max level. Okay. Moving up. Oh, we're at the end. How would you look at that?
Well then.
I was just about to say, I wonder how many floors are left, and then we get to the end. Oh! Oh, hello, McSpicy. How's it going?
Oh my god, every time he appears, man, he just keeps... Which
Look at-
plastic surgeon do you go to? Could you please tell them to stop?
Of course we're fighting McSpicy. Of course we are.
This one's strong. Be careful.
Oh shit.
Enlightened spirit. I'm up. More. Healing. Down. Let's go, Elisa.
Leave it to there! My turn.
Okay, I might need to put a thing on before he does. Let's go with...
Shine on! Brilliant design! Okay. Pierce through. Rosetta
not?
arrow!
How about a little fire? Right. Let's do this. Little either charge!
I'm up.
My
Oops.
turn. Pierce through. Rosetta Arrow!
I don't mind.
Let's do spell
It's
card.
your card? Fine card it is.
I'm up. Roar! Healing strike!
How about burn to death?
My turn. Pierce through. Let's do it.
It's my turn. Let's do this. Tiger now! Go, Lecter! I got it. I don't mind. How about a little fun town? There!
It's my turn. Roar! Healing down!
It's one.
Oh
Not on
boy.
my watch!
There was something a little different. Take that! It doesn't hellfire!
Oh
Okay.
my god. Okay, hang on.
Light.
Could be doing better.
Do you have heals? Oh. Any healing? Cool. Cool. Spell
It's your
card yourself.
Fine card it is.
I'm up.
I was kind of hoping you'd spell card yourself, but okay.
Enlightened spirit, you. Let's go.
How about burn to ash?
Oh, thank you for
It's my
missing.
turn.
Thank you for missing. Do you have heals? Earth Pulse. Yes, please.
I'm on it.
You, we're good. Health. Here, I need
Arcus
help
out.
from
Good to go.
frickin' Lecter, otherwise he's gonna die. Actually, Lecter, I'm gonna spell card
It's
again.
your card? Too bad for you. Thanks much.
I'm up. Roar! Healing strike!
Thanks much. Good to go.
Okay. Gonna
It's
spell
your
card
card?
again.
Too bad for you. It's my turn.
Spell card is just cool.
Let's do this. This is it. Tiger, you're open. Fine.
My turn. Pierce through.
Let's
Rosetta
go.
Arrow.
Roar! Healing strike!
I don't mind. How about a little fire? There was something a little different.
Oh boy.
It doesn't hellfire!
Okay. Light. Shine over us all.
I'm up. Roar! Healing down! Let's go, Elisa!
God, here.
Little. Let's go. Why not? Gotcha. There. Damn it.
God damn
My
it.
turn.
Oh, I forget Elisa doesn't have a honor. That's fine. We'll use items. Because, you know, why not?
Yes, because why?
Thanks much.
I'm up. Enlightened spirit! I'm up. Resistance down! Let's go, Elisa!
Leave it to them.
Dead.
You're pushing me pretty hard.
It's like you can read my mind, Elisa.
I sure hope so after all these years.
I never get to use items, so using items is a good,
You ain't seen nothing. There we go.
if I don't have the arts on me, it's probably a good shout. Gold Sealing Stone! Okay. Somebody new to join the fray. Can we have Max Spicy as a party member, Claria?
As lovely as that sound, I don't think that is.
Probably gonna be Cassius next. Thinking. I'm just relieved we made it out in one piece. Still, it's a little more worrisome than for a being of the divine divergent laws to have shown itself here.
He's the overlord of the beyond, isn't he? I thought he wouldn't appear within normal spaces. He's not normal, bro. But I thought you would know this by now.
That assumes the Reverie corridor is a normal space, yeah!
Oh, that.
Captain Obvious pointing out the obvious. Good stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Lloyd. Fucking hell, the only one wins.
Who is that? Why do they have a white silhouette? It will take more than that to kill. What? Did she just talk? And she, sorry, I almost talked for you.
And she looks exactly like...
Like who? If you insist on going any further, then you best prepare yourselves for what is to come. What did we just see? A ghost.
A ghost.
Didn't seem like to be the master of this floor.
Right. Just different from them. It's almost... I almost wonder if...
The highest probability is that she is part of the Reverie corridor that has established itself beyond my administrative bounds. Oh, hi, computer.
Well, look who it is.
Didn't know you could show up like this. Like the look-alike projection? Level 4B irregularities have been detected. Invoking administrative privileges. Now interfering with the Reverie corridor domain for further observation.
But irregularities it means.
It'd be easier to say what isn't irregular at this point. That's true.
Well, it was worth exploring the area with how much we found. We should get back to the garden and fill everyone else in.
Agreed. Let's get back. Head back. Granting interconnective access. Restrictions have been waived. Long-distance communication is now active. What's going on? Some kind of art? Correct. It is now possible to communicate with visitors in the garden from a distance. How incredible!
Let's put it to good use then.
The team promptly reached out to all those who stayed in the Reverie Garden. They were very thought in explanation. Very thorough in their explanation. Their various encounters included that a girl in white with a white silhouette. That's about all we got on the on the 5th floor.
We better get ready for whatever's in the depths of this place, because it's only getting weirder from here. You think?
As the target has yet to be ascertained, it falls outside the administrative reach of the Black Mirror. Therefore, all operations pertaining to it include access and termination are to be denied. I'm at a loss, frankly. The girl doesn't seem to fit in with any else seen so far. Yeah, we're missing the surrounding clues that'll help me make her to help make sense of her. Who is she? And what did she mean when he said all those things? Right. We must forget that everything here ties back to Elysium. That should mean that the girl with this white silhouette does as well.
You got any clues, LP?
There are
None at the
too
moment,
many
I'm
characters. Please do not have a line for every single one of them.
afraid.
There is something I wish to have confirmed. What sort of havoc have those so-called irregularities causing? That's a good question. I know there was something about interfering, preventing the corridor from closing, but that's it. What direct effect are they causing? The havoc being referred to is the expansion of the space beyond my administration bounds. Over time, the space surrounding my centralized area of control has grown in size. Example, the most recent Guardian that appeared. That being was not constructed by me. Gonna talk.
What? It wasn't? Yeah, it's so unnecessary.
Have a few people talk. Okay? There are too many characters and I'm voicing most of them.
It's so dumb. Like, can we just have like the main main leader of each group to just talk?
Yes. Great.
It's fine.
And
We just let a few characters talk. It's fine. We won't forget about them. Oh my god. We can't. Anyway.
Yeah, go on.
Do you mean the Overlord, in a sense, replaced whatever you intended to present?
Correct. The Reverie Corridor's management system has several limitations in place. Being in relation to a certain confidential matters are ineligible for replication. The Overlord would be one such being. His existence is therefore generated by an irregularity, which explains why he seemingly appeared out of thin air. I don't wonder what else falls under confidential matters if they can go and drop him on us first thing.
So, if what the administrator says is true,
either the girl swapped in the Overlord somehow, or it transformed the Guardian that was already there into him.
So convoluted, man. People just know. And from the sound of it, the space beyond administrative bounds is getting bigger. I don't think we could ignore this even if we wanted to. Indeed, this may not only put us in danger if not nip in the bud, but quite possibly Zamiria as well.
Yeah, are you okay? What's up, Keto? You're looking blue.
Is there something bothering you that we can help with?
No, it's not that. I've just been stuck with this uneasy feeling for a while. That's not good. I hope you aren't coming down with something. Parrots. Overprotective parrot
She just have a
mode.
tummy ache.
Look, if she had a tummy ache, Lloyd and Ellie would be just like, go to bed, miss. Bed.
You see the table there? Lie down.
Yeah. I don't think so. It's not the same as feeling sick. Something about all of this bugging me and it won't go away. If it's bugging you, then that alone should raise alarm bells for the rest of us.
Actually, William and I have also felt uneasy. I don't know if it's for the same reason as you, Kia, but if you're not alone in it, at the very least.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it why, but I can feel it. But it's there for sure. Then it wasn't my imagination. I thought something was bothering you. Maybe it's a sign we should be treating with a little more... Treading with a little more caution here. I'd rather you three feel on the safe side.
I certainly got the right one. We should be careful. You're telling me this entire time you've just been reckless.
Yes!
Apparently.
They're just look, at times, these characters go into parent mode, and this is one of these times. Because Altina's like Green's kid, William's like Eustace's kid, and Kia is like is practically Lloyd's kid. So overprotective parent mode activate. God, what happens when these actual characters start dating? Like, if Kia gets a boyfriend, Lloyd is going to be like all over that. Like, you know something? I want to see that. I want to see Kia have a boyfriend and Lloyd being like the dad. If you hurt her, I swear to God, I will hunt you down, boy. Okay, sorry. I'm getting sidetracked.
It's not a matter of feeling unsafe. It's strange, yes, but it's otherwise fine. Well, if you're not worried, then I'm not gonna worry.
Okay, we're one step... Oh, wait. Sorry, you're Toa. Whoops.
Okay, we're one step closer to the truth behind this place.
Yeah, just be careful as we try and get more answers. The enemies are only going to get stronger from here.
Right.
It wasn't absolutely everybody, but pretty much everybody talked there. Those in the Reverie Garden may have something new to contribute. I'm not talking to everybody in the Reverie Garden, I'm sorry. We're not doing that.
No. Let's just be done with this bullshit.
There's too many. There's too many characters. There was too many characters in Sky, too. You could do the exact same thing at the end of Sky 3, where you could talk to everybody. They had, like, new shit to say. Every time there was a new person added to the, like, the sanctuary. But, oh my god, it just got overwhelming. It, like, I'd still be at Sky 3 if I was talking to everybody. Ridiculous. I see a sphere over there.
Trap room. We need to move.
Treasure is exit.
Keep your weapons close with that one around.
Treasure. Okay. Need to a monster, so that is not the right way.
Should be good to head on through now.
Okay, it's around here. Okay.
Okay.
Oops.
I don't mind. Let's go.
I'm up.
My turn.
God damn
Why
it!
not? It's my turn.
Let's go.
Okay.
We may want to hurry through this.
Hey.
You'll need to watch out with an enemy that strong.
That is just a treasure chest. I buy.
We're good to keep moving.
I'm in a new stratum, right? Yeah, I'm on the 6th stratum. There is a blue ceiling stone here. There's only the one. Again.
We can pull through so long as we play it smart.
I'm assuming I'll get it from the boss of the boss dude here. Woo! Eventually,
Nice.
Ah.
Let's get going.
No. Remind me at the halfway point to unseal some stones. Ah, speaking of halfway point, here we go. Unsealing pestle. So I think we have a silver one and a gold one and a blue one.
Sealing stones unsealable.
Okay, no, we don't have a silver one. We just have a gold and a blue one. Which would you like to see first, Eclaria? The gold or the blue?
Blue.
The blue one? Okay. One step forward, 2 steps back. Sorry.
That's an interesting bunch.
Yeah, it is, actually. Okay, Aurelia. Toval! Yes! Yes!
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
I'm
Yes!
Toval Rondonor, a bracer stationed in the Empire. They call me the Zero Artisan because you got zero problems as long as I work my arts off.
I love this guy. Toval has entered the combat. Yes! Oh my god, I'm so happy. I don't think I'm gonna read any more of this stuff.
No.
Unless it's interesting. Oh, wait, they dealt with the salt pails? Oh, wait, right, yeah. Right. Other salt pails, not the one in Northumbria. Wrong salt pail. Because we had 4 of them in Cold Steel 4. I forgot those were actually called salt pails, too. Jesus.
Millennial Trove activated.
Okay, buy equipment. Where are you, Toval? There you are. Let's buy your ultimate weapon. Boom. And equip you appropriately. And done, sir. Let me equip you with accessories. So many accessories is ridiculous. need a... There we go. This will... And... I want to keep that on. Yeah, I'll keep that on. Okay. So... Okay. Back to the midpoint of the sixth stratum. Oh god!
Ooh, oh.
Jesus! Okay.
This one's tough. Be careful.
You don't say.
Enlightened spirit unification! Let's go!
I'm on it. Light! Shine over us all!
Why not? How about a little fun? Gotcha! There! Let's go! Ah!
I'm up! Roar! Healing strike!
My turn. Pierce through. Let's do it.
Got him!
Oh, Matt is
Why
dead.
not? How about a little fun? Gotcha! Let's go, Bannings! Roger!
Gwen is dead.
Let's go!
Let's do this!
Ah, I missed.
Let's go!
How do I miss?
Roar! Healing strike!
I'm on it. Huh, now!
Got him!
Good to go. How about a little fun? Gotcha! Let's go, Bannings! Roger!
It's
So
my
close.
turn! Cut through! That's the power of the 8 leaves. Nice.
Yes, sir. Nice. You ain't seen nothing.
There we go. I've only a true.
Another blue ceiling stone. Okay. Let's go unlock the next entrance to here, and then I'll unseal the blue one. For the travel thing to be updated.
Let me know if you see anything.
No travel updated. Back to the Reverie corridor, unsealing platform. Pedestal. Bleh. Bleh, 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 bleh. You love how I'm tripping over my words? Do you love that I'm adding more
Unsealing
daydreams?
pedestal activated.
By the way,
This game truly never ends.
this game truly never ends.
That one game I wish it ends.
Oh my god!
What?
Yes! Yes! All of the yes. If this isn't good, Oh! I'll look on the bright side of things. Ha! I get the joke.
It's such
How
a
many
dead pun.
more?
Slab of reminiscence activated.
How many more of these are there? We still haven't watched this one. God, I'm gonna wait until we have them all, I think. And then we're gonna have to... If these are gonna be like 2-hour, like, things, then we have like 3 more streams of this game, Victoria. It never ends.
I swear to God, man, Trace needs to stop doing this. If they're not gonna end the game, don't play the fucking... Don't fucking play the credit if it's not gonna end. My god.
It's like, I'm like, should we like potentially watch one of these now so that we get like one of them out of the way, but then I'm like, I want to progress some more with the Reverie corridor. Ah, this is the worst, man.
Let's commence our expedition.
Like, we don't even know where this story ends. I don't even know if at what point do I like watch all the daydreams before the final boss? Is there a final boss? I have so many questions. I assume there has to be like a final boss.
Looks like the barrier's gone.
Right? I would assume there's a final boss.
I would assume,
Move
but
on
I've assumed a lot of things in this game, and I've been thoroughly let down many times, so I've given up.
Get cocky and that one'll knock you on your ass.
I've assumed many things in life, and they're all...
I've like given up on this game the second I see the writing, and then the moment I saw the writers, I know that I shouldn't hope for much, and just decided that this game is just non-canon for the most part until the actual head writer made it canon.
Some of
Until
the
the main
daydreams
writer
have been
says
really
canon
good.
too.
Like Lecter's was really good. I liked Lecter's daydream. So hopefully
Like, this one is
the
fine.
the daydream for the Bright family will be cute. I hope so. Like, my favorite door, one of my favorite doors from Sky 3 was like fucking Estelle and Joshua's door, because it was like backstory for their characters. It was like how they met.
Now we've got a
and
way out
how
of here.
like how Joshua slowly opened up because because Estelle just kept pushing bugs in his face.
Oh my god, Estelle.
Do you remember I showed you that door and you laughed your ass off at that?
I would cry if I was Joshua, I'm just saying.
Estelle is the bug girl. We call Estelle if there's a spider, right?
I wish there was an Estelle in my life. My god, my life would have been
Keep
so
your
much
guard
easier.
up. That one's bad news.
She won't kill it, she'll just make friends with it and put it in a box.
We can move on now.
I would question her, but as long as the spider's out of the house.
I think there'd be more bugs in the house if you lived with Estelle.
Phew, looks like we hit a good rest point.
Never mind, I don't want an Estelle in my life.
Never mind, I don't want an Estelle in my life. What a thing. What a thing to say.
I
Beautiful.
would do whatever it takes to get rid of any single bug in my life. I just know.
I'm gonna bring Elliot in. God, it's so hard to choose a party. I'm bringing in these guys though for a little bit. My reserves. Elliot's always handy to have because he can res everybody.
Elliot, best healer.
Elliot, the best cinnamon bun. Oh. Look. Here again.
But it's not just her I sense.
I can
It's a
barely
whole
make out.
view of ghosts.
I can barely make out who this person is. Oh. Okay.
Golden unicorn, get me out of this universe.
Erebonia's holy beasts. I wonder if they're like... We can talk later. Focus on them now.
Thank you. Can we just stop talking for once? Can we just jump to action?
Enlightened spirit! I'm up! Crimson Slash!
I'm on it.
Nope. Yes.
Fly over us all.
I don't mind.
Okay, I'm swapping you out for...
Good luck.
I'll take care of it! You're finished! Yeah!
It's my turn. Let's do this. Tigers are open. Everyone, move in.
It's my turn! For one, and... Ready to go! Hey! An opening! Lloyd, now!
Got it.
My turn.
Now!
Now.
Got it! I've got this!
Keep it up. Fools Vermilion!
Moving out! Hey! An opening!
There!
I'm up! Roar! Healing! Down!
It's not.
Moving out! You're finished! Yeah! Right! Ah!
Okay.
Finish it off.
Rosetta Arrow.
Thank you. My girl's a god. Ow.
It's my turn!
Head off.
Crimson Slash! Ready to go! There! Lloyd, now!
Lead it up!
I'm on it.
It's my turn!
Nope.
Ready to go! Hey! There!
Finish it
Lloyd,
off, please.
now!
Got it!
Yes!
Your restraint technique has gotten some use, huh? You get better each time.
It comes with experience. Like how your blades seem to get sharper as the years go on.
Compliment each other's styles. I like that. That's cute.
Nice! That'll do it!
I did it.
Guess I'm moving up. Nice.
A matter of course.
There we go!
But of
Somebody
course,
level up.
Yay, I did it.
Yay, I did it! How can you not like Elliot?
Exactly.
Silverstone Plus? What the fuck? Uh-huh. Okay. We're fine. that was some battle. Those are the toughest guardians we've faced by far. And that means... I forgot, I'm Joshua, right? I don't...
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't think they're who we're supposed to be face here. Why must you persist? Ghost. She looks just like... Yeah? Evil Kia! Yeah. Her hair and eyes are a different color, but she's otherwise looks identical. Hers is nothing like Kia's, though. That's because I'm nothing like her. Kia is not my name. I have not been in existence for a long... But at the same time, I've existed in this space since long before your arrival. You are the invaders, not me. What do you mean? How are we invaders? Falsities detected. The Black Mirror is responsible for the administration and supervision of this space. In inversive perspective of how you come to exist, your presence is an irregularity. Now, requesting you relinquish control of this area at once. You misunderstand. Situation may be irregular, but my existence is not. All would be well had the observer of the land of Erebus not chosen not to intervene in the causality of this land's fate. What the fuck? Is Erebus the name of our world, Claria? Like, we're on the continent of Zemeria, but okay, I'm gonna continue. Interfering in causality, does that mean you... What I think it means. What does she mean by observer of the lands of Erebus? This is much that you do not know. And you have no reason, I have seen no reason to enlighten you. I see many reasons to enlighten me, the player playing this game. Please enlighten me as to what the fuck is going on.
Please answer, thank you.
Please answer, thank you. Come again. Persist in your resistance and the consequences will be devastating. Consider this your final warning.
Okay, child.
Okay. Dark Kia be evil Kia. I hope I'm not the only one feeling completely lost. Alicia! Yes, thank you for saying the thing that I've been saying this entire game. I think we should let the others know what's going on.
Someone's talking sense.
Someone is talking sense. The party borrowed the Black Mirror's power again to communicate with those back at the garden. They were filled them in on just what transpired. And it was someone who looked just like Kia who said all that? Troubling to hear that he called us invaders.
Do you have any clue what she meant, Kia? Sorry, I'm not sure. I'm sure you're just as confused as the rest of us.
Yeah. But while she was talking, I got this strange feeling. Vague sense of unease I've been feeling suddenly felt much stronger. Only I knew who she is. Couldn't sense a single thing from her. That never happened to me before. See.
It's no wonder you're feeling nervous then. For realsies.
For realsies.
If you couldn't sense anything about her destiny at all, then that goes beyond unusual. Well, I imagine this all far from a coincidence. That includes her being here and her choosing to assume Kia's appearance.
You know what?
Maybe so, but I don't even have the dots to connect it.
Same here. I'm totally lost.
There's something niggling at me, but I can't put my finger on it. In what way? Well, I think it's safe to assume that she's somehow related to Kia. But I don't feel like she's only related to Kia. That's all. Sorry. I wish I had contributed to more.
No, I'm glad you told us. That could help point us in the right direction. Still getting that feeling, William? Yeah. If anything, it's stronger than ever. I wonder what reason for that could be. I'm sure the unclouded eye technique would be invaluable here. Before we go into that, I've got a question for you, Black Mirror. Just what is the Reverie Quarter?
That's a good question.
That's a very good question, Lloyd. Why are you only asking this now? Yeah, kind of hard to grapple the harder problems when you don't even have the first clue on the basics.
We were just summoned here one day.
It helped us get stronger, so it's cool it exists, but
We know next to nothing about its true nature.
it may be difficult to comprehend with your scope of understanding, but I will try to answer. Please try and answer. The Reverie Quarter is a term applied to realms that can be expanded freely in order to fulfill a specific purpose. The gnomes use these as proving grounds to select future awakeners for divine knights. It should be noted, however, that the admission feature was not part of my original function. Really? You didn't tell us you were this space's administrator. The Black Mirror is a system designed to watch over causality and guard its laws from interference. Roughly 1200 years ago, I detected a near limitless scanning of those laws by Elysium's predictions. This caused me to forcibly reactivate from sleep mode.
A whole system built to watch over causality.
No pressure.
So we're here in essence because of Elysium. But what do you mean by forcibly reactivate?
By the time I reactivated, Elysium had already developed manifestations of the impossible on a vast scale. It was apparent that my original functions would not suffice, and so I created a Reverie corridor in a high-level space. Through the back mirror's admissions, I aimed to bring out the true potential of its visitors. I do not see. But okay. Is this making sense, Eclaria?
No,
Okay, good.
none of this is making sense.
Uji, what did you? I don't know what I did. What I do?
I don't know.
It stopped. But what did I do? I hit a button and it skipped like an entire plot. Shit. Oh no.
Now we're even more lost.
Oh no.